They say like if you do not respect yourself, how will you respect others? And have
Others.
you
Yeah.
heard like, if you're miserable, misery invites misery.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come talk with us, I say TW. That's what's up. Yeah, come talk with us, I say TW.
Welcome back to Talk with Osasi. If you're new here, welcome. Are you returning? Welcome back. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments, and click on the bell notification so you'll be the first to be notified whenever we upload a new video. Guys, there are those moments where we feel helpless, those moments where we feel we cannot control what is happening around us, we cannot control our life, we cannot control our relationship. We voluntarily give our power away to outside forces. I want you to know that you never lost your power. Your power is within you. And today we are going to share with you the ways you've been giving your power away and how to take it by force. Today on the show, we've invited an incredible lady, beauty with brains. She's amazing, fabulous, a makeup artist. She is international relations, a lecturer. I introduce to you Sonia Razak.
Hello, how are you doing, Kelly?
Hey Sonia, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing? Thank you for the
I'm
lovely
fine.
introduction.
Thank you too for being on Talk with Osasi. I'm so happy to see you
Mm.
again.
I'm so privileged to be on this. Seriously, I'm so proud of what you're doing. This is just amazing.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
happy to be on this show.
Amazing. Sonia, can you please tell us more about yourself?
Well, I've studied from University of Leeds. I did my master's in international relations. And after finishing my master's, I wanted to come back to Pakistan and I wanted to teach because there were two reasons. I wanted to bring a bit of a change in other people's lives. I feel like, I've learned so much from my international experience, especially if you go, abroad to study, you get to meet so many different kind of people coming from different backgrounds. And then my, of course, master's degree was amazing. So I wanted to come back, I wanted to contribute to the society. So one way was to basically teach. So I enrolled myself in a university and I taught there as a lecturer to master's and bachelor students for a good 6 years.
Hmm.
And then life happened and I wanted to change my career because I was just like so lost all of a sudden. Of course, there was COVID 2020, and then everything was just like all out of place, and my mind was like so scattered that I just could not go back to my old profession.
Yeah.
And I was preparing to apply for my PhD, and that had to be delayed as well. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just get into makeup because everybody was like, you do such good makeup. Why don't you try this? Well, there were a couple of other things I was
I must
trying
say
to
you're
like.
amazing with makeup. You're like a magician.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. Yeah, we worked together as well. It was so good to meet you. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, this is just so exciting to work with colors, to do transitions, and it's so creative. So I hopped myself into this field and it's been going good actually. And yeah, that's about it. And I'm just working in the same department of makeup. And other than that, I am also studying. because I wanted a bit of change. So whatever I was good at, I tried to focus on those things. So to get more knowledge, I'm also trying to study and to be certified as a personal trainer and nutritionist in
Oh, wow.
in that field. So this is all about me. And at the moment, I'm based in London, but I'm traveling at the moment while we are speaking. So this is about me.
Wow.
What else?
Beautiful. Amazing.
Thank you.
Switching from your initial profession and going to makeup, were there moments of doubts?
Yes, they were, because the thing is that my life took such a huge shift that it was a bit heavy on my nervous system
Yeah.
to basically, absorb or just to dilute what was going on. And I really had to force my brain to train my brain that, what, you need a transition in your life. It's not going to be the old thing again, probably something more fun, something more to do with, creativity. And it was a bit of a task. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into it, not get into it, because, coming from academia and then switching into this and changing your life planning from like going into PhD and writing, your personal statements and everything. All of a sudden, I'm into
Makeup.
like, creating looks and working with people on one. It was a bit of a task. And once I got into it, I figured that I had the potential and I had so much
Yeah.
more to me than I had not discovered before. So it's been a good journey, and it feels good. I
Wow.
get to meet so many different kind of people. I get to chat, and like, it's very one-on-one personal basis field. So it's been great. Initially, yeah, there were a few roadblocks, but you just have to be stubborn, you have to be firm, you have to take a decision, and you have to be focused, and that's all it requires. Initially, I felt like, oh my God, I can't do this. Um, I decided to take this task, and then I was like, maybe I cannot, because in general,
Yeah.
I do not wear a lot of makeup myself, but it's been so good. So
Wow.
good.
Wow. So beautiful. Love it. When it comes to beating up faces, were there moments where you feel like, should I say, when you see a face that you want to apply your creativity on, were there moments where you doubt yourself, what you have to do on the face, or you just see the person and you already know this is what we are going for?
Yeah. Actually, I've done my practice. I've been trained from Glauca Rossi School of Makeup. It's one of the renowned schools in the UK, in fact, the entire world. So during my training days, I used to have a lot of doubts. I used to have a lot of doubts. I used to see a person and I would be like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, what look shall I go with it? And my teacher, Azura, she was amazing. She used to give me a difficult time. But I feel like that difficult time really trained me into being confident about, like, understanding that I have the potential. All I need to do is like see the face and know what look should be given on a structure. Like, everyone has a different face and everyone has a different style. So during my training days, I used to have those doubts. But once I got out of the training, I learned so much that now when I see a face, I imagine, like, I read their structure. It's like a canvas,
Immediately.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I know what I would like to do on your face. I see like how I would like what look would look great. But of course it also comes with like the styling, what the style somebody's looking for, like if they're looking for glam, if they're looking for more, editorial, more of like, something more crazy, something more creative.
yeah.
So yeah, Now I'm like more confident. It takes a bit of training, but now I am like very good at it. So,
You
but there
really
are,
believe in your
do-
instinct.
I do
Yeah.
believe in my instincts, but there have been times when, like, I remember, like, initially when I started practice with photographers, and I see a face, and I'm like, oh God, why is this like spot not leaving the face? Wow, I'm doing everything. I'm like applying like layers of like foundation, and I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should just give up. But at that time, you have to tell yourself you're doing everything right. You're just doubting yourself. You can do it. Just keep doing it. Fake it till you make it.
Cool, cool.
And then the feedback would be like, oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, you like, you transform is like so beautiful. I'll be like, thank God. And I'll be like, ah, of course. It's all about training yourself and like telling yourself a bit of like, you need to give a bit of a beating to your own brain that,
Brain.
you
Yeah,
stop telling me like negative things. I can do it. It's not the end of the world.
yeah. I used to be told putting on makeup basically means you're insecure for a long time. What do you think about it?
Uh, well, I do come across people who do feel like, they want to, like, they want to look in a certain way, like how their pictures are taken and a certain way that they really look. So I do not think makeup is all about insecurities. It's about enhancing your beauty because they see their picture. Like, now these days we use so many filters and we want, like, I also do that. I want like my lips to be like more fuller. I want my lashes to be longer. I want my like cheeks to be chiseled. So we all have those moments, to be honest. There are days when I've got like dark circles because I haven't slept well, or days when I feel dehydrated and I've got like, my face is puffy. But we all have those moments. And to be honest, makeup only helps. It's not about insecurities, it's about
How you
enhancing your
feel? Make
looks.
you feel good. Yeah.
It makes you feel good, definitely. It's so therapeutic. Like you're just wearing a dark lip color brightens not just the face, but the day as well, right?
What is your
But of
advice
course,
for someone that is going into makeup, a beginner?
do it. If you want to get into it, do it. If you think you have that creativity, or if you want to just, explore your own potential, do it. I do not have any idea how to apply makeup because I barely do wear makeup. But I do love to buy a lot. But if you do not know how to use it, there's like no, you're just like spending money and you're just splurging. But once you learn, it's just amazing. Yeah, definitely do it. It's just beautiful. It's like, a painter. A painter has got all these colors and they just
Yeah.
like draw abstract. So they will do like portrait images, or they'll invest their time in painting, sketching landscapes. So, because that is what they're thinking, that's how they're reflecting their ideas, how the world sees them. Everybody has their own style. I would say, like, yeah, definitely go ahead. It's a form of art, and art is always beautiful. It's therapeutic as well. Definitely go into it. Do not hesitate. Explore whatever you want to. Try new things, change, mix, match. It's not like so bad, but makeup is very expensive these days, so that is one negativity of it.
That's true.
It's
Really.
really expensive. Sometimes I feel like, maybe I should sell my kidney and buy like this product. It's like so bad at times, and you see something like really beautiful in the market, and you're like,
Like,
oh my
oh
God, how am I
my.
supposed That's the only drawback. But you can always buy like something from Boots, maybe, or something off the shelf. You can get like cheap products as well, but I like to splurge a little. So for me, it's like, oh God,
What are your
so
to-go
expensive.
brands?
Okay, in which form? In skincare, or are you
A
talking about
makeup,
like overall
foundation.
foundations? I'm a bit huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury.
Hmm.
And Charlotte Tilbury went to the same studio where I went to get my
Wow.
training in makeup. Yeah. Charlotte Tilbury, NARS is really good, reasonable. MAC is also reasonable. It's really good. Dior. I love Dior. Oh God, I love Dior. Um, yeah, and yeah, these are the four brands actually, which I really like. Dior on top, Charlotte Tilbury, NARS, and MAC.
Amazing. I currently use MAC. I really need to start exploring more brands.
Yeah, it depends on your skin type, right? Well, I have to work with different people, so I have to buy lots of makeup. So when you have to buy lots of makeup, you want to go for the brands like you're not using it for your personal vanity, but you're using it to, try on different people. So for every skin, need to have something different. Laura Mercier is really good. You should try that. I think
Okay,
it would really look. Yeah, yeah, it's very
cool.
nice.
Thank you. All right, we will be right back. So, the topic for today is how we've been giving our power away and how we can take it back. I strongly believe we never lost our power because I have been there. I know what it feels like to feel like you don't have control of what is going on in your life, in your relationship. I used to be a victim. I used to feel like a victim of what is going on around me. I had no control. I allow people take the shots for me, call the shots for me. I basically had no boundaries. I was dying from inside and I wasn't speaking up. The moment I realized, hey, I need to change a lot of things in my life. I started thinking of ways I can imply new routines in my life. I became the author of my own story. I started doing what pleases me. I started doing the things that resonate with me. I started putting out boundaries and new routines in my life. For instance, I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is not to check my phone. I don't check my phone anymore in the morning. I wake up, I make my breakfast, I clean my house, and then after 2 hours, I pick up my phone and then I reply to the people I have to reply to. So I started putting out new rules in my life and coming up for myself, showing up for myself, standing up for myself, doing the things that I want to do. My life has taken so much turn for the better. And today I would like you, Sonia, to share with us ways that we are giving our power away and how we can take it by force. What is your opinion on how we've been giving our power away?
Ah, you know, from my personal experience, I have been like the past few years have been very difficult on me. Um, I literally was like this headstrong person. I think being headstrong is really important, that to know that you're stubborn, whatever you decide, you just go and get it. And then there are times when the life will knock you down and you have to get up. And whatever you do is just wrong for the other person. So I was in a very bad relationship, and it was there was a lot of manipulation. You can call it toxic relationship. So it left me a bit like shaken. And no matter what I did, whatever I, you know, did not do, it was just not good enough.
Yeah.
And it started to make me question a lot about, am I doing something wrong? Even if I was doing something right, because I like to play by the book, like, do things with principles. And even though when all of this is present and the other person is still not happy, and you feel like, okay, fine, it's a you problem, not a me
Yeah.
problem. But we just not realize how much pressure it adds onto our
Yeah.
nervous system. And once I got out of it, I realized that how much damage it had done to me, because during that entire time I was being strong. I was like being like self-conscious. But the second it ended, I started to question my own self, like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? Why is it happening to me? And I do a lot of reading. I stopped a lot of things. I stopped socializing a lot. Actually, I stopped socializing completely. I ended relationships with my friends, very close friends. My relationship with my family was quite distorted. I would just like stay in my room, try to like just figure things out, because I knew if I go out in public, maybe I'll say something which will probably not come out right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. My belief system was like so, it was
Or
just like
shaky. Yeah.
unbalanced. Yeah, it was unbalanced. And yeah, I stopped doing things that I enjoyed to do. I like to work out every day. I stopped doing that. A lot of things, your life basically, you put a hold. I personally stopped my life
Wow.
because my brain was on an override of trying to figure things out, what's going on. Where did I go wrong? Because we say, like, when things are going wrong, we have to learn something from, when something is wrong. And I'm like trying to figure out, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? But the problem
And
was
how
not
did
me.
you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but the problem was not me. The problem with me, because of course, like I said, it was a you problem, not a me problem. But then once I got out of it, I started to like look into my own self, and I was like, it just really does wonders to you in a bad way. So I basically knew that I was the one who was blocking my own energy. I was the one who was stopping myself from interacting with people because I did not have my own thoughts articulated. They were not compiled because I had to put my own self into order. But the right thing was not to just lock myself in the room, but to actually go out and face the world. I took a stand in my relationship, somewhat, I feel, but it just left me quite dazed out. My family, my mother, she was really there for me. She really, really helped me out. Um, you need to make Sometimes you need to just laugh at your own situations. I She would do that for me, and I would like really laugh with her as well. Oh my god, this happened to me. Damn, what was I thinking? Then I've got some really amazing, lovely friends who would definitely be there for me, and that really helped me. And I had to trust them, even though when I was like, no, this is not the way to go about with things. But it's all about trusting. So I knew I could trust these people, and they reach out to me and they would say like, oh, you are not this person. They would remind me. I'm like, what kind of a person am I? This is also me. This is also my phase. I'm going through this. Then you just have to get up, put on a dark lip color. For me it's red. And you just go out and you feel bold and you tell yourself, you know what, I'm so done and bored, because you need to put your thoughts in order. And for me it was quite a fear that if in the next 2 years I'm still in the same space, same place, not doing anything, cutting out all my relationships, I'm going to be probably ending up nowhere. And after 2 or 5 years, I come to my realization, my senses, that I've wasted those 5 years over nothing at all. Then I'll be worse off.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to write my thoughts down. I had to speak to my friends, long conversations. Um, and yeah, Kelly, I was also in that spot where during this time period where I was asking people, You tell me what to do. You tell
Wow.
me how I should go about with my life. And even recently, something happened, and it just kind of triggered something in me. And I was like, oh my God, what about my decision power? I'm so indecisive. I cannot make decisions. But the problem was not that I wasn't making a decision.
Decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the decision. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted in my heart. I knew what I wanted in my head. But the only problem was that I was listening to others, what they think is right for me.
For you.
And yeah, what they think is right for me, what path I should take. And then I just like broke down. I was like, I'm so indecisive. And then my mother, she's amazing. I really admire her for standing next to me. And she's like, Sonia, you know what you want. You're just letting other people decide for you. Why are you doing that? And you've been doing so well. Why would you just let go of that power that you have on making decisions? You have everything. So just make the decision,
And
do
what
what you
what are the
want.
yeah, what are the steps you took to
I just told everyone that I really respect what you're saying. I do not, because when somebody's giving you an advice, especially a friend who's been there for you, you want to not disrespect them. But when you are unable to make your own decisions, it feels a bit like, you know. So I had to let them know that I respect what you're saying, and I really take, like, I honor what that you look after me. And but the problem is that this is what I want. It's nothing to do with disrespecting you, but this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And once you decide, and then you also accept the fact, right or wrong, that's my decision. I've taken it. And later, if it goes wrong, you go like, oops, just laugh over it. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of life. Things go on. You can always correct yourself. I really started to put myself in order the way you do. You're saying that you started to put your phone, you wouldn't check your phone the first thing in the morning. It's the same with me. I feel like, the second I wake up, I would like hold my phone, see what other people are doing. I don't want to see what other people are doing. I want to see what I'm doing. I would get up, I would clean my room, because if my room is scattered, oh God, it just like, really makes my, it makes me feel like edgy.
yeah.
I would fix my room, I would fix my bed, make myself a cup of coffee, work out. If I'm not working out, if I've changed my timings from like morning, then I would just do planks for 8 minutes. Of course, not constant 8 minutes, but like, taking breaks. A half minute of plank, half minute rest, or, something like that. So I'm sweating, my heart races. I shower and change, and I'm out of the house. I'm not going to
Yeah.
stay in. Yeah. And before going to bed, I've made a routine to read, shower, get in bed, read, and sleep. And when I'm sleeping, I need
Wow.
to put my phone on the side. I'm not going to do that. And setting up boundaries. And if I'm not going through a good phase, I would let the other person know. I become vocal about, like, I would let them know, listen, I'm not in the right place right now. This is how I'm feeling. Please do not be offended. If you have the ability or capacity to bear my mood, stick around. Otherwise, I'll get back to you.
Setting boundaries is something that people joke about a lot. How do you keep showing up for yourself that this is what is important to you and that they start actually respecting your boundaries?
It's all about being self-aware. I feel like it comes from within. It comes from within. If you know how you feel, it's all about emotional intelligence as well, right? You understand how the other person's behavior is, maybe because of experience, maybe because of the way they react under, like, certain elements or timings. Or so if you understand the other person's behavior, and if it's been repeated, so you need to understand, and you need to be self-aware, if how flexible you can be and how flexible you do not want to be, because sometimes people can walk all over you, and I've been there, done that. So you need to let them know, this is not good with you, it's all about communication, right? You say it once, they don't listen, they do it
Mm-hmm.
again. You
Mm-hmm.
just like
Mm-hmm.
either you communicate the same thing again to them, but I would
Yeah.
say just like you just like take yourself away from the situation. If they care enough, they will change themselves or their habits or their behavior or their tone, and they will come back to you. If they don't, then you do not need that kind of energy in your life, because you first. And for me, I am first. If somebody doesn't want to call me, let's not call them back. But there are some friends who I would be like, "Where are you? You need to give me a response right now." But then we have grown up together, so we have that kind of
Bond.
relationship where,
Yeah.
yeah, we have that kind of bond. We have that kind of a relationship where we understand each other. But if you feel like if you're going through something and something is not acceptable to you, especially with new people who do not understand you, or you do not understand them, then you should let them know what is good with you and what is not good with you. I feel like
Wow.
family and some very close friends can walk all
Yeah.
over the boundaries, but sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. So
It's all about
you,
habits.
yeah, sure, sure. What, like you just said, your friend, it is something that is common with you guys because you know each other for a long time and it is just normal. But you get to a stage in your life where you feel you have to start setting boundaries, but you don't know how to communicate these boundaries to your partner, to your friends, to your loved ones, because you feel like they will think you're becoming somebody else. What are the steps we can take to do that, to get in there, setting boundaries in our lives, even to those people that we know we are close
Mm.
to?
Kelly, I feel this is such an important thing. This is such an important thing. Like either it's family or friends. There are times when you do want to, because we are evolving every day, and we are having
Yeah,
like different phases that we are going through in life,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
our friends and families probably do not understand that, and they will push you to your limits, where
limits.
you feel like, yeah, where sometimes you do not want to be disrespectful, you do not want to say anything, and so you just keep quiet. It's all about habits. It's all about communication, how we communicate. Firstly, I think it's rather than attacking another person, like you're doing this, or like letting other person, like if you do not approve of something, if a person doesn't like something, rather than saying, like, demeaning them and letting them, like, when we get hurt by somebody's action and we're not speaking it out, we're not telling them, what we do generally as a human nature, we demean the other person, we bring them down. But there are things that we ourselves within our own system are going through. So, like I said, it's really important to be self aware of what we approve of, we like, and what phase of life we are in. We need to be really understanding of our own situation to be able to communicate it to the other person. So, if we, rather than demeaning, we need to let other person know how we feel, where we stand in life, give them a bit of a background maybe. And if you are uncomfortable to share what you're going through, because nobody wants to share their shit phase, right? In life,
Yeah.
everybody wants to give a nice, happy face. So it's best to learn to let the other person know how you feel, how their behavior makes you feel, rather than
Yeah.
saying you are like this. Just say that when you do this, or when your behavior is like this, it makes me feel like
Feel
this.
like this. Yeah.
And if they care enough, they will help you out over there. But if you do not like the way they respond back to you, you can always take a step away, move away from the situation, walk away from the situation, quiet yourself, and talk to yourself inside that their behavior does not reflect the way I am. It's just the way, if I was in a bad mood, it does not reflect the way other person is. It's how I am feeling. So it's all about communication and respecting, letting yourself know that if you want to set boundaries, you need to be firm. You need to, take a stand. There is no joke. You cannot just say one thing at one time and then laugh at it
Yeah,
and then walk away, because you have to show the other person how serious you are. You have to be
wow.
honest with your own self. If you're not honest with yourself, then yeah, people can walk all over you too.
So first thing is to be self-aware.
Self
Figure yourself
awareness.
out, know who you are, know the kind of love
Yeah.
you want to show to yourself, and then start demanding it from others as well. Incredible. I
Yeah,
love
Kelly,
it.
is so important. So important. If we, they say, like, if you do not respect yourself, how will you respect others? And have
Others.
you
Yeah.
heard, like, if you're miserable, misery invites misery.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are happy, you will, generate happiness. But if
Happiness.
you're
Yeah.
sad, you will generate sadness. That's also a part of communication, right?
Yeah.
Either it's through gestures, either it's through, talking it out, either it's just by showing or writing. It's all about communication. So if you
Amazing.
love yourself, the other person will know how to love you too.
I believe in that. I really do believe in energy. I believe the way we treat ourselves is
Mm,
the way other people will treat us as well. Thank you so much for sharing
definitely.
this. Very
I'm
beautiful.
so happy
We are
to
going on a
happy
short
to do
break
so.
and we'll come
Okay.
back with agree and disagree questions for you.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Yeah, come talk with us. I say TW. That's what's up. Yeah, come talk with us. I say TW.
Welcome back, Sonia. Welcome back, guys.
Hi.
Hello. So, agree or disagree question. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Do you agree or disagree?
I do agree with that. I agree with that 100%, because if it didn't kill you, but you need to learn from the mistakes as well. You have to carry yourself. You have to carry yourself, otherwise you can kill your own self.
That's true.
If no, don't you believe so? Like, some people can die of depression as well.
Yeah, I am a strong believer of this saying because after going through, a hard time and I was able to come out of it, and it taught me so much lesson that I needed to learn, and now I'm just like, wow, I'm grateful I had to pass through that experience to get to where I
Yeah,
am today, because without that experience I would not have the knowledge and the wisdom to, further the next phase of my life. So I think what doesn't kill you definitely makes you stronger. Yeah.
no, definitely, definitely it does, it does. But you have to, once again, like, you have to pick yourself. You have to have that ability to change your life, and however you can, just like remember that it's not the end of the world. If
Yeah.
your heart is still beating, if you're still breathing, there is life inside you, and difficult phases do come, but realizing that with difficult phases are good times too. Life is built of, like, all these adventurous parts where there are difficult times and there are good times. And if there are no difficult times, you won't be able to appreciate
Good,
the good times.
good
And if they
times.
were not
Yeah.
good, and within the absence of good times, like, in the presence of good times, we can also appreciate, like, the difficult times too. Like,
Yeah.
that thank God we're not going through that. There's always somebody worse off than us. But it's all about measuring the probability of where we stand. Um, no, definitely. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And when I work out in the gym and I'm lifting weights, and I remember when I started to, so a lot of my, like, I take every piece of, like, moment of my life as a learning journey as well. So I remember, like, when I started to work out, um, I used to tell my trainer, "Oh my God, 2 kgs is like so heavy. You're
Yeah.
gonna kill me." And he'd be like, no, carry on. You have to build muscle. And from 2 kgs, he would increase to like 6 kgs. And before I was lifting like 90 kgs in deadlifts.
Wow.
Yeah, and I became such a fanatic. Like, I just was like crazy about working out in the gym, doing pull-ups and like, things like, I just wanted to be extraordinary. It was just a, rush of, you know, what do you call that? Exciting adrenaline and dopamine in me as well, that I would like, enjoy that. But then it also taught me that I have increased my weight from 2 kgs to 90, and it did not kill me. It only made me stronger. So I really appreciate all the bad times that I've gone through. During the bad times, I was not appreciating them at all. It took me like I went through a very difficult phase. I had to like really, pull myself out of it, because it was all about like, what am I learning from it?
Yeah.
What about the good times? This should be a good time. This should be like working out. But then no, you need to appreciate the bad times. You need to appreciate the sorrow. It's good. Pain is good. Pain is
Amazing.
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 But
Thank
you
you
need to come
so
out of
much.
it.
Yeah. Sonia, thank you so much for the beautiful words, for the wisdom. It has been amazing having you on Talk with
Oh,
Osasi. We have come
thank
to
you for
the
having
end
me.
of the show. It has been
Oh,
wonderful. I am so, so grateful. Thank you.
I'm
Guys,
so happy to be on your show.
thank you. Where can people find you?
You can actually follow my Instagram page. It's by at Sonia, SONIA makeup art. So it's on Instagram, Sonia's dot makeup art. I run my public page under that name, so you can find me over there. So I can
Amazing.
actually send it to you. I didn't I'll send it to you. I'll write it to you if you want to.
Right. Guys, please go follow Sonia on Instagram. We leave a link on the video down below. And thank you guys for being here. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And Sonia, till next time. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Take
Ciao.
care.